Last time on Varrick World. In the middle of a tournament for Earth Rumble 89, Grandma Halmeoni had just won the very first bout of the entire tournament. We managed to get halfway through the tournament before they took a little break, and Spider-Batman decided he wanted to do some inspection on the Boulder III's mecha because the Boulder III lost in the first round. Who could have seen this coming? Upon inspecting, he discovered the sabotage that Marion had put onto the legs of the Boulder III's mecha, but he also discovered a bomb bolted into the cockpit right behind the heart area. When he removed it, trying to take it out, he was face to face with Professor Ishitako, who revealed that she was the one who had placed the bomb into the cockpit. Acting fast, Spider-Batman ran out through a fire exit, causing the alarms to go out through the entire arena, and flew out over UA Bay, hoping to get the bomb away from the people and into the water. But his glider suit was a little bit not great. Wonder how that happened.
Hey.
And began spiraling out of control, but Grandma Halmeoni in the Pummeler's Hummingbird mecha managed to fly out over the bay and save the day. As they watched the Pummeler's mecha explode out over the bay, a single piece of metal bearing the mark of a pentapus landed in Spider-Batman's hand. They went back up to the top to confront Professor Ishitako, who escaped by trying to threaten the life of the reporters who were there getting the story from her. And as she escaped trying to get to the safety boats leading away from Varrick World, she was stopped by Marion, who managed to trap her in her metallic arms and give her a calling card for the organization, the Unmakers, which has Marion under its thumb. As Professor Ishitako departed, and the rest of our heroes came back to convene, Chen returned from his guise as Spider-Batman and got a date with Kimiko. Marion attempted to lift spirits with a little puppet show of his own, and Grandma Halmeoni went off and did spirit things.
You don't remember what I did, do you?
Do you remember what you did?
No. I was hoping you did.
I don't think you did anything. I think you just...
I think I had a nice relaxing bubble in a kettle or something.
And Grandma Halmeoni went off and had a nice relaxing bubble in a kettle or something. What's going to happen next here in Varrick World in the fallout of this crazy attack on Earth Rumble 89? Let's find out here in the world of Varrick World. What's shaking, everybody? You're listening to ImpTab Avatar Varrick World, the Avatar Legends actual play where we make up almost everything on the spot. I'm Ned Wilcock, your host and GM, and today I'm joined by...
Connor Wood, punching bag of demons.
Justin Porter, aka JP, and I'm channeling my inner Blink-182 and going on my very first date.
Whoa, divorced dad rock.
Yeah.
I'm Thomas Ryan, and I'm Grandma Halmeoni.
Man, the weird thing I've noticed about using the Shiro Shinobi voice for the recap is I have to speak a lot more deliberately. So it's actually weirdly harder to do the recap using that voice than my own voice.
An in-character recap, yeah.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. That's why sometimes I don't change my voice because it's just easier to improv sometimes.
Right? It is true. But that's neither here nor there because we have a crazy situation that we have just had, and we need to see how our characters are kind of cooling down from that. So one thing that we did leave off with as well is Spider-Batman had encouraged Marion to do a better job at making gizmos and gadgets for him. So I think let's pick up with Marion in the workshop. I guess, Spider-Batman, do you want to have Marion fix your glider suit first, or try and make another gizmo for you so you can have more versatility and just deal with the fact that your glider suit's maybe a little janky?
I think we need more. We need something new. We need some more, like quantity over quality.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's my motto.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing that we had kind of on the docket was something to grapple enemies with. Was that correct?
Yes.
Grapple enemies lift, or the spider. I was listening to the episode. Also, the spider something sticky gloves. So either one.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know you got a little bit of personal inspiration from watching the electrified bolas from Grandma Halmeoni's Pummeler.
That's true. I did get that.
So, yeah, what is the grappler thing that you're going to make for Spider-Batman look like?
Yes. Okay, so it is going to be forearm mounted. It'll be under the arm, and it'll basically be a set of, we'll say 3 per arm. Not electrified bolas, but they're made of a material that is sticky and versatile.
So basically, I'm shooting duct tape.
Really, really good duct tape. Yeah.
High quality stuff, man.
Yeah. Just wrap them right up. All right. Let's have you rely on your skills and training to make these duct tape launchers.
All right. So that's just barely a 7. I gotta work a little harder on these gadgets and gizmos.
All right. Well, so Spider Batman, you get a new package on your doorstep, and here it is. It's great. It looks just as high quality as your gladiator suit.
All right. And I put it on immediately. But then I realized, I probably should put these on inside the apartment so that nobody sees these. And then I go inside the apartment and start putting them on.
Yeah, while you're putting on your new grappler launchers, you're obviously thinking about how your date went with Kimiko. So I think we're going to need to have you roll to plead with an NPC to see how your date with Kimiko went.
Please have a good date with me, please.
Please tell me this is a good date.
7.
7. Okay, so it's not the most amazing date that it could be. At some point, Kimiko's like, you just seem very distracted. Are you stressed out? What's going on?
Oh, it's just been a long day, you know? Work has been so tough. Having to having to serve all the guests and just channeling my inner Nukchuk. It's been hard. I feel like it's just been a long time coming and stuff, and just so much on my mind right now, you know. Anyway, are you gonna finish those? And I take off a French fry from her plate.
Smooth.
Yeah, and she internally says, well, I was gonna finish those, but
Not out loud.
Raw charisma.
right. But yeah, she's all like, I'm sure it's got to be a hard thing because Nuktuk is such a hero, such a powerful hero. How can somebody live up to something like that? You can't just be like a regular old superhero in your real life, right?
I mean, right. I mean, who's a superhero? I mean, who's Spider-Batman? I mean, seriously.
Well, I wasn't talking about Spider-Batman, but I think Spider-Batman's pretty cool, if I'm being completely honest.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him too many times, but every time he shows up, it's right as bad things are happening, and the next thing you know, the bad thing has stopped happening for the time being, at least.
Tell me more about Spider-Batman. What do you like about Spider-Batman? I mean, I not like I know him or anything, but I'm sure he's got his qualities that are pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't you want me to talk about another man right here in front of you?
Who are we talking about? Oh, another man. Yeah, Spider-Batman, he's a totally different guy. Yes.
Roll to trick an NPC.
Shen, you're just a wordsmith. I don't know how you do it.
I got an 11.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
This dude is just a pile of charisma.
Apparently.
So you get to pick 2. They stumble, take +1/4 to acting against them. They act foolishly, I tell you what additional opportunity they give. Or they overcommit, they are deceived for some time. You get 2 of those.
I'm going to say they overcommit.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the second one?
The second one is they act foolishly. The GM tells you what additional opportunity they give you.
Yes, that one.
Okay. So she's, talking along about Spider-Batman and he's so capable and there is a certain mystery about him, but I wish I knew more about Spider-Batman, but he's got these great muscles just like yours, and then she stops and her eyes are wide. And she goes, yeah, and he flies. Flying is really cool. I like the fact that he flies. He's so capable. He flies. I really like that.
That's good. I mean, at least you didn't see the first time he flies. I mean, whenever you saw him fly, that was a good time. He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. And then in Outlook monologue, whew, I almost lost my cool there. Okay, good.
Yeah, and you hear her kind of mumbling to herself as well, like, why'd you say that thing about the muscles? Stupid. He's gonna take it slower. Be more subtle. And then she turns back to you and she's like, yeah, I have to. You notice that her blush is rising at this point. I have to go chat with Officer Beifong about some stuff. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely work and live here. It's a good situation where you work and live at the same place. I'm sure everybody wants that.
Yep, it's great. I've noticed that Marion sleeps under his desk. So if you're into the whole working and sleeping in the same place situation, you can't get much more ingrained than Marion.
True.
Yeah, I know. I'm such a big fan of capitalism. It's great.
Oh, it's so great. It's great. It's the best. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And she is gathering up all of her stuff and gives you a wave and just starts booking it off in the direction of the police station.
This episode brought to you by Amazon.
Thank you, Mr. Bezos. We love you.
Oh, wow. That was so great. Okay, well, oh, shoot. And I put my hands in my pockets and I realized I forgot my wallet.
Oh
gosh. Chen.
Or in a different costume or something.
Mm-hmm. And so the dumpling vendor is like, yes, that's going to be 15 yuan for that meal.
Well, see, here's the thing. Do you take like IOUs, and I'll definitely come back and give you the pay.
You trying to open a tab on like a ramen cart?
Yeah, put it on my tab.
Yeah, at this point, you hear some footsteps step up beside you, and a voice says, "Don't worry about it. I got this guy covered." And you see it's good old Slim.
Good old Slim.
And he steps forward, and he himself has like 5 different boxes of food that he's carrying with him from various stands and stalls all across the park. And as soon as the dumpling vendor sees Slim, he starts cringing a little bit and says, "Oh, yes, of course. We'll put it on your tab, I suppose." Yeah, Slim, he like puts his arm around you, starts walking off down the street. "How you been doing, Chen? You look a little stressed."
Oh boy, it's just been a time. I mean, all this stuff that's been happening with like the supervillain that attacked the city and stuff. I mean, isn't that kind of crazy that happened?
Real life supervillains right here in Varrick World. I never thought I'd see the day. I'm the luckiest guy ever. It's like I'm living in my own comic book.
Oh, man, I know how that feels.
Do you?
Well, I guess I could only guess. I mean, I read a lot of like the Sunday funnies and stuff. So those are the extent of the comics that I read, I guess.
Oh, I should get you on Majesty Comics. They're my favorite.
Majesty Comics. Oh yeah, what's your favorite Majesty Comics superhero?
I really, really love Creeping Crystal Man.
Creeping Crystal Man. Oh man, that
He's
sounds
got
like
this suit made out of creeping crystal, and he uses it to punch people in the face.
Oh dang, that sounds dangerous. I mean, I'm never one for violence, but
Oh, this violence is really cool, though. In fact, I heard that Varrick has been talking with the people over at Majesty Comics. They're trying to turn him into movers. Can you believe that?
movers. Oh, I love movers. I live for movers.
Yeah, I mean, if only Spider-Batman would accept Varrick's offer to become a mover star. That would be pretty awesome.
I mean, don't you think that would intervene with his like actual crime fighting?
You know, you make a good point. I hadn't thought about that. I just really, really wanted. And he like turns directly towards you and puts both of his hands on your shoulders and pulls you in close. I just really want to see Spider-Batman up there on the silver screen, showing the villains what's for. I mean, I only catch a glimpse of him every once and again while he's out there actually fighting crime, but the ability to see him do it whenever I want, that sounds pretty great.
That does sound pretty great. And I'm like, he's just really rough.
Yeah, it's like, why does this guy have such a strong grip?
All right, well, it's getting kind of late, and I probably should go get ready for tomorrow. Get some good rest in, and who knows? Maybe Spider-Batman will end up on the silver screen. You never know. Crazier things have happened.
Crazier things have happened. A person with octopus legs showed up and destroyed the Pummeler's mecha.
Oh yeah, don't remind me.
Well, I gotta get prepared for tomorrow too. There's a bibimbap eating competition that I gotta make sure I'm in tip-top shape for.
Yeah, you probably should do some. I don't know what you need to do to exercise for that. I guess eat more or something. Yeah.
What do you think these are for? And he holds up the 5 to-go boxes that he had.
Nice. Well, it was nice talking to you, as always, Slim.
It's always a wonderful time talking to you, Chen. Have a good one. And he pats you on the back way too hard.
Oh, thank you.
That's the Slim special, by the way. A little bit of every single food cart from the park.
Yep.
Slim special.
And then you get home, and there's a package on your doorstep, and you've got your new grapple launchers.
Oh, sweet. This will definitely aid in my ability to fight crime.
And you get onto your bed, and you're opening up the package, and you're putting the bracers on and whatnot, testing how they fit. And you look across the room, sort of towards your mirror, so you can see how they look. And right next to your mirror is that picture of your parents. And right underneath that, you see a little piece of paper has been stuck to your wall with a little thumbtack. It wasn't there before.
I go over there, and before I go over there, I noticed on the gloves that Marion had named them the Thwip Grips.
The Thwip Grips. Very nice.
That sounds like me.
And I was like, oh, that's a catchy name, Thwip. All right, and then I go over and I look at this paper on the wall.
It's a very simple message. It says, if you want answers, ask Marion about his star attraction that he's been working on.
Who left me this note? Do I see any indication of who could have left that note?
I'm going to make a roll to see how there are no markings on this aside from just those words.
Interesting. So I need to ask Marion about, what was it again?
The star attraction that he's been working on.
The star attraction.
You know, Marion is in the Imagineering team.
Yeah.
Part of his job is to make rides and attractions for people to come and observe. So, yeah, apparently Marion's been working on something that might help you find some answers if you go visit.
Yeah, so I put on my, because it's nighttime now, so I put on my outfit and my new thwip grips, and I jump out the window to fly towards Marion's office.
Yeah, and what is Marion doing when Spider-Batman arrives?
Marion is, in fact, catching some mean honk shoes under his desk. It's been a big day, a little more confrontation than he was expecting. So, catching some mean honk shoes, and while he is fast in dreams, he sees a younger version of himself in his mind's eye, and he is at a toy shop.
Ooh.
I gotta interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
When you said honk shoes, I thought you were like catching clown shoes or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't until you said dreaming that it all came together for me.
So I'm catching clowns in my office.
It's an infestation. You gotta get the exterminators in here to take care of all those clowns.
Get them out of here. So once the clowns have all been exterminated, I get a good nap in. And in my dreams, I am a younger Marion at a toy shop. And I am being shown a marionette on some strings by a very jovial and happy toy maker. These are some really, really good memories. There is a bit of a dream hiccup, and then the toy shop is on fire, and I shoot awake to the non-subtle sound of Chen entering the room. Mm-hmm. Hi, Chen, and I'm sweating.
Hi, Chen.
Are you Chen or Spider-Batman right now?
I'm Spider-Batman. Yeah, I'm like Spider-Batman. I'm
Hi,
Spider-Batman.
Spider-Batman.
I'm like, I don't know who Shen is, but
Oh.
it's me, Spider-Batman.
Hi, Spider-Batman. What time of day is it?
It's at nighttime sometime because it's right after the date.
Yeah, it's getting probably about 11 p.m.-ish.
Yeah.
Sorry to keep you up. I know you're probably working so much and everything, but
I was having a important traumatic dream. What do you want?
well, I just was patrolling the area, and I just got to thinking. I just wanted to thank you for these thwip grips.
Thwip grips.
First off,
Yeah, pretty proud of the name.
haven't had a chance to really use them yet, but
Trust me, they will not disappoint.
okay, I believe that to 100%.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to ask, what's going on in your life? What's the number one attraction you're working on?
Number one attraction. Well, I'm glad you asked. I go to my desk, I pull open the drawer, and I bring out what looks like some reed grass tightly wound. I take it, and I put it between my two fingers, and I pull, and it doesn't come off. This is what I call Marion's greatest trap. And I pull really hard, still doesn't come off, and then I pull gently, and off it goes. This is my masterpiece, Marion's big greatest finger trap. TM.
What are you yelling about, dearie?
Oh, Halmeoni. Well, Chen just asked about my greatest works, Spider-Batman just asked about
Chen? Where's Chen? Oh,
Who knows? Who knows?
oh, Spider-Batman. Hello.
This Shen must be a really good-looking guy if he looks like me.
Yeah,
He's not.
Oh,
He's all right.
well, I mean, you sure? I mean,
He looks better with a mask on. Spider-Batman's here and asking about what I've been working on. Considering he's a vigilante, I just thought I'd show him what I've been working on.
Ooh.
This little finger trap.
I pick up the finger trap. I'm like, this is the number one attraction right now.
Yes. I say very convincingly.
Roll to... well, he's not an NPC, so you can't roll to trick an NPC, I guess.
Roll to trick a PC.
Well, I want to assess this situation, I guess.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a good idea. Do that. Roll with creativity.
I got a 7.
All right, so you get one question from the list.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Yeah, you're looking around, like you look at the finger trap that fell on top of Marion's desk, and you see a couple of papers in a folder that is labeled Top Secret Project.
I'm really subtle.
I'm gonna point to that top secret project and be like, what's this over here?
Oh, that. You mean my top secret project?
I do mean the top secret project. Yes.
I thought it was so well hidden. Okay.
I didn't know you had a top secret project, dearie.
I guess
Something you should know about Spider-Batman is I'm the world's greatest detective, so
I guess so. Your power of discernment is unparalleled. Well, now that the jig is up, Fine, I'll show you.
Yeah, so you reach out towards the folder, and for a moment your mind goes back to the memory of the toy shop way, way back in the day. And I'm trying to remember, what was the name of the toy maker who you met there? The one who inspired you?
That was B. Linsky.
Yes, this jovial man showing you all these fantastic toys that he made. And he's got like even these little tableaus set up where there's like this table that has sort of an organ grinder kind of built into it, and he turns a crank and you can see all the people on top. They're people of all the 4 nations from the spirit world, from Republic City, all gathered together singing a song about this miniature planet that they live on and how much joy there is here, and talking to you about just like his dreams about someday creating this entire miniature planet wherein all of these creatures can move by themselves, bringing joy to the hearts of the children.
Yes. So if you were to open up that folder and take a look at what is there, that little diorama with the moving people from the toy store, there's a pictograph of that, and a like a little blueprint detailing kind of how it works. I will say, in that same little drawer I brought my legendary finger trap out of, there is a very heavy iron key. And so I don't know if I'm super gung-ho to like show you physically the stuff I've been working on, but I think I can still make it look not as bad as it is. Anyway.
It's not as bad as it looks, I swear.
It's a work in progress.
Okay, so fine. You want to see what I've been working on? I have been working on the finger trap. I have also been working on some web bolas and a glide suit. However, I've only given half of my attention to those, so they may be a little unreliable.
Fair enough.
Because you're so bold and discerning, I guess I'll show you what I've been working on.
Okay.
So I grabbed a little heavy iron key. I'm gonna go like a little further into the tunnels, you know, where we almost had that flood happen. And I am going to move aside some various, well, I'll just say like a bookshelf. So I go back in here, there's a little keyhole. I get back in that, and I'm like, come on in. And I'm gonna bring Grandma Halmeoni in a cup too, because I want her to see what I've been working on as well.
Oh, hold up. At the end of the last episode, I built a human suit. I just didn't have a good face yet.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
I'm gonna test out the human suit.
Yeah.
With no face.
Come on, you faceless monster. Let's
Oh,
see.
check this out. I've been working really hard on this one.
I look at your no face. I'm like, I can't tell if you're serious or if you're like happy, sad. Like, what emotion are you feeling right now?
Pretty happy. This thing's working like a charm.
Oh, good.
It's janky when I walk, for the record.
And so you step through this entrance into this dark room, but as you step across the threshold, you hear this kind of a breaker box being flipped, and lights begin to show up on the ceiling above you, and they're not the most reliable wiring. You hear some kind of flickering and buzzing as these lights are casting kind of this industrial, almost weirdly greenish hue over what you see in front of you. And what you see cast in this strange glow is a whole bunch of little puppets, a whole bunch of little automatons. And Marion, you hadn't even begun like doing anything. You hadn't flipped any switches or anything. You just stepped in and you already hear the music starting to wind up, but in a very shaky, very quavering kind of way. And all of the puppets start moving with jerky motions and start singing, "It's a world of happiness, a world of joy,
Yeah.
for all the little girls and all the little boys," etc.
I'm humming along.
Yes, just this really kind of unsettling display that you see in front of you. And you notice that there are like various pathways kind of going off. There's this track in the center with a little cart on it, but it doesn't look like it's quite ready to start functioning yet. Yeah, I guess Spider Batman and Grandma Halmeoni, what do you think when you enter into this room?
I see nothing wrong. That's how people move.
Yeah.
As I through the doorway.
They move just like me, for real.
I'm just kind of like, oh, this is interesting. It's kind of interesting that he tried to keep this a secret, but
I know this may not look like much right now, and effectively it is just organized junk, but I've got big plans for a new sort of attraction / ride / entertainment venue. Now, I'm not quite close enough to really get into details, but let me just say this will change Varrick World forever, and I'm so excited that you were the first two to see it.
Well, this is, neat,
Thank you.
I guess.
It is.
This is super neat, dear. It looks wonderful.
Thank you, Grandma. I agree.
I'm gonna start dancing along with the little guys.
So, when do you think this is gonna be operational?
Well, there's more than a few variables to consider here, but I think things are going to start moving along pretty quickly in the project soon.
Good to know. Okay. And I pull out I'm still holding the finger trap, and I'm like, if you could make me a couple of these, I think that this would be, and then maybe make them in like my color scheme would be great.
That's easy. I make these for fun.
Oh, good.
I can do that. SBM.
All right. Thanks.
Sure thing. Well, let's get out of my secret project room now. Goodbye, everyone. And the song is coming to a close, and I'm humming along with it as it stops. So I close the door and lock it, and from inside the room, the song
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Oh, okay, yes.
The door was already closed and locked when you got to it from the inside.
Oh, hey guys, Guy and Grandma.
Yes.
We are gonna spend a lot of time with my favorite song, from the looks of it.
What's the matter? I don't understand.
Yes, I don't either.
Well, the door is not functioning. It seems I'm gonna attempt to metal bend it, and I'm gonna assume it's not that easily opened.
So yeah, you get in there with your metal bending to try and see what's going on with this door, and you see that the bolts have actually been bent inside of the locking mechanism.
Okay. Well, I hope you guys like this song as much as I do. You're gonna learn it really well. I'm a pretty good metal bender, and I cannot budge this door. So,
That's a problematic. Who locked us in?
I don't know. Grandma, was it you?
No, dear, but let me try something. I'm gonna punch it as hard as I can with my suit.
All right.
I've been taking notes from the pummeler. I want to see what'll happen.
I just love that we have a WWE Grandma.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing with asking for a roll is you're supposed to ask for a roll when the thing is accomplishable. So I think you go up and you punch it, and your little puny, weird person arm doesn't have as much juice behind it as you were hoping.
It's not that weird, but okay.
But yeah, you kind of dink your fist off the door, and you hear coming from behind you another set of, like those scenes in movies where a light turns on in the corridor and then lights keep flickering on further and further away. So you're kind of like this.
Cool.
And you turn to look at where the sound came from, and you look down that corridor, and lights have appeared further along this ride, and then you see it splits off into 3 different branches farther off at the very end of it.
Okay.
Do you, by any chance, know what's down there, Marion?
Yes? No, that's a lie. I don't. But I do have a plan. Maybe.
Okay.
I'm
We
gonna.
should split up.
I was gonna make my one of my puppets just run off and see if he gets crushed or attacked or anything.
Sprints down the hall and just...
Yeah, so he starts running along and gets to the end, and there's the place where it splits off into 3 different paths. Do you have a preference about which path you send your little puppet down?
Choose the go right. Go right now.
All right, it goes down the right path, and you hear the little feet go dunk, 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 just disappearing off into the darkness.
Well, it's not trapped. I can't see through his eyes, so I don't know what's down there, but I didn't hear any explosions or crushing mechanisms, so...
Well, I would like to say my spider bat sense is going off, and I feel like something is not kosher about this whole situation.
You're right, this is a little strange.
So I guess we'll have to go down and investigate ourselves.
Yeah.
See what, because there's obviously no way of getting out that way, so we gotta go down that way. So I'm just gonna go down this tunnel right here and assess the situation.
Okay, that is with creativity.
That is a 10.
10, very nice. So you get 2 of the questions.
Well, I'm going to definitely ask, what is my best way out, in, or through?
That's pretty good.
And then I'm going to say, what is the biggest threat?
Yeah, so you get to the place where it splits off into 3, and you're looking at the ground on each of these tracks, and you see going down the left tunnel is a very crude symbol carved into the stone of the floor of a spider bat. Going down the right-hand tunnel, there is a crude, kind of jagged carving of a marionette, and in the center is a jagged carving of a teapot.
With my detective skills, I can determine that each one of these is meant for us.
Guys, let me just say, this is not I didn't do this. I thought my secret workshop was a little more secret. I also just thought this was like a big closet, so.
Well, obviously it's been compromised, so we need to figure out who compromised us.
True that, Spider-Bat.
I guess I'll go down the one with the Spider-Batman because I obviously
Hold on a moment, dearie.
Well, yep.
Wouldn't they be expecting you to go down that one?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I'm just like, yes. They would expect me to go down that one. But if it is a trap, I feel like I need to spring it.
I'm cool.
So that's the extent of what I'm going to say there. And I just go down the path.
All right.
Well, I'll go down yours, Marion.
Yeah, go for it.
You want to go down mine? I think Spider-Batman's going to die today, but
I think so too.
you and I will be okay.
I'll take the T path.
I'll take the puppet path.
All right. So let me roll to see who we're going to follow first. We're going to follow Grandma Halmeoni first.
Oh no.
So you start walking your little puppet down this corridor, and you know that this was the hallway that Marion's puppet had initially gone down. So you're following along, and you see the lights are illuminating on the walls to either side of you. Just these tableaus of people from all over the four nations, just going about their life. There's so much we have in common. We want to say, join us in this miniature world today. You continue going along, and eventually you get to this point where there's a room, a large chamber on the other side, at the other end of this tunnel. And as you're about to peer into it, you hear a voice off to the side of you that does not sound like any of the voices from the song. And it goes, "Hey there, Grandma Halmeoni, how's it been going? Haven't seen you in a hot minute."
Hello? How do you know that's me? I'm in a giant robot, well, not giant, but a regular-sized robot suit.
I would recognize your spiritual energy anywhere, Grandma Halmeoni.
Oh no, not this guy.
And you recognize the voice of your old acquaintance Loeb Sang from the spirit world.
Nope, saying, been a minute. Good to see you.
She sounds stoked.
You look over and you see the figure of your friend Loeb Sang. He is himself a spirit. He's got kind of a translucent look to him, but he's wearing his air nomad regalia because, you know, he's told you a little about his story. He was from the Northern Air Temple back in the day, way back before the 100-Year War started. Was good friends with Monk Gyatso, was good friends with Jetsoon of the Northern Air Temple, who went on to become one of the Knowledge Seekers for Wan Shi Tong. He is sitting there on top of this animatronic saying, "You know, you should be aware that Iroh doesn't think you did it on purpose."
Well, I'm not sure that really matters here, Loeb saying. What are you doing? You're not supposed to be over here anyway. There were some pretty clear orders given.
Yeah, but those orders weren't given by me, so I'm going rogue.
It's a pretty fun life, I gotta tell you.
There's a lot of crazy stuff here in the physical world, even crazier stuff in Varrick World. Let me tell you, I wasn't expecting to find this really creepy hallway.
I know, it's so weird. And check out my suit, I made this myself. Speaking of, do you know where I can get a good face?
Oh, well, you know, you could always talk to Ko.
Technically, I don't have a face, so could he steal my face?
If you ask really nicely, he might give you one.
Oh, I'll put that on the to-do list. I'm going to boil my tea to the point that it can melt the metal in my forearm and just write, ask Ko for face. And then underneath that, make stronger arms.
Yeah, that's some hot tea.
Yeah, and after you finish this, you look up, and Loeb Sang, he's just kind of staring at you with a bit of a sad look on his face.
What's going on, buddy?
I mean, I'm just going to say I miss you over there in the spirit world.
You do.
Yes, if we can get Iroh on your side, pulling for you, I think we can maybe make up for the stuff you did.
Look, I'm not really here to talk about that, okay? I'm trying to figure out why we're locked in this room right now. Now, if you want to help me, it'll be appreciated. What is going on anyway?
Well, I just want to say Iroh doesn't think you did it on purpose. I don't think you actually did it at all. I think you were maybe set up, but that's neither here nor there.
Hold on. Who do you think? Who? Do you suspect someone?
So you remember a couple of years back when there was that weird stuff going on with Tokuga. He was trying to take over some of the triads in Republic City, trying to kind of bring them all under his banner. He had a bit of a run with the Dragon Eel spirit, got transformed into a partial spirit kind of situation, was feeling really upset about that. And before Avatar Korra could stop him, he escaped into the spirit world, and he's just kind of been going rogue in there ever since. You remember that, right?
Yes, it's hard to forget.
I think Tokuga set you up.
That rascal! All right, I'll go take care of this. Thank you for the heads up, Lopsang. I'm gonna give him a kiss.
With your no face.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mush, because I'm not very coordinated yet. I'm just gonna mush my lack of a face into his spirit self.
Aw.
That's unsettling, Grandma. But you know, like I said, I think we can maybe figure out how to get it okay for you to be back in the spirit world if you're interested.
I mean, I gotta tell you, it's pretty great out here. I mean, look at me. And I mean, I look like I do.
You look like you do, Grandma. If I'm taking up space in this relationship, I think it would be really great if you came back.
Aww.
But it's up to you, of course.
Well, I mean, I'll need to think about it. I've had a lot of fun here, and I gotta help these two jokers.
They are jokers indeed, but they're pretty amusing. That's one thing about jokers, am I right?
Yep, you got it, Lopsang. Well, you gonna help me out, or just gonna sit up? Well, do you know what's going on, actually, with what's happening currently?
No idea.
There's a lot of backstory. We need to get to present story.
Yeah, I showed up just to, maybe give you a message, and turns out you're in the middle of something really crazy.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. We've been locked down here. So if you know of a way to get us out, that would be real cool.
Well, you know what? I'll take a look and see if maybe I can find a way out for you. How's that sound?
You're so kind. Thank you.
You're so welcome, Grandma Halmeoni. And he starts kind of drifting off down the hallway. You notice it's like his entire lower half is just kind of a cloud at this point. And he starts spiraling his arms back and forth and begins moving his way down the hall, looking for an escape for you.
Oh,
Cool.
So yeah, you get to the room on the other side, and you can see it appears to be, it looks like the interior of a toy shop or something down here at the end of this hallway. And you're looking around at all these different puppets and toys and marionettes, and you hear the music stops very abruptly, like a record scratch, and you hear another voice begin speaking over the loudspeakers, and the voice says, "Marion, thank you for coming here tonight. I have been watching over you with great interest, via your superiors in the Unmakers. I believe you have great potential to work with our organization if you are willing to accept my generous offer. My name is Gazal Rule."
Gaz all rule?
that's so
Are you
good.
kidding me?
That's really good.
Oh my word.
You offered a card to one of our agents, and I believe it is only just if we offer you a card in return. And you hear a clicking noise, like a little bell ding, and the sound of a drawer sliding open. And Grandma Halmeoni, you see the cash register in this toy shop. The drawer has opened up.
I'm going to definitely act like Marion as best I can and wander over to that.
Yep, you look inside, and you see there is a card with the symbol of the Grey Lotus on it.
Oh, thank you. I mean, thank you. I am Marion. Thank you for this card. I'm gonna tuck it into myself.
Yeah, and as you are talking, you are cut off by the pre-recorded voice, and it says, "You will find information on this card that will lead you to one of our agents who might be able to help assimilate you into our organization. I believe it would be mutually beneficial for both of us if you were to join forces with the Grey Lotus."
Are we in Saw? This feels like we're in Saw. I'm gonna flip the card over and see what the information is.
And it just says, "Meet at the Gimbop stand just outside the Air Nomad section of the park." And it gives a specific date and a specific time, the specifics of which are narratively convenient.
Cool.
That date works out perfectly. Thank you. I'm not going to tell Marion about this.
All right.
And I'm going to see if I can make a Marion face, because I'm going to try and get this guy out of whatever he's in.
All right. Who are we going to follow next? We're going to follow Marion, in fact.
Okay. I'm not missing anything important. Do.
Yep. So you begin heading down this hallway, and you can see that surrounding the walls on all sides of you, there's kind of this blacklight thing going on, where there are regular lights, and then every so often you'll hear like a kind of ka-chunk, and the regular lights will go out and be replaced with black lights, and ka-chunk, back and forth and back and forth. And you see these images drawn on the walls of this tunnel as you're going down, and in the regular light, they have the appearance of being just normal people, very similar to like the design style of the puppets that you've been making for this attraction. But when it switches over to the black light, you see faces appear on them, these almost demonic sneering visages. You see these creatures beginning to attack each other, attack various just random bystanders who are here at the park, and continuing to go back and forth and back and forth. You see these scenes of fear and distrust, the spirits lashing out at the humans who have never quite managed to fully trust them. And what are the thoughts that are going through your head as you're walking down this hallway?
I do not like this hallway. Probably should have used my hallway, but onward.
And you get to the chamber at the end of this hallway, and you see it is a facsimile of the spirit portal that is located here in Republic City. There are these big iron walls that have been placed up around it, and you see there are little animatronics of people on the outside slowly banging their fists up against the wall. You know, just these slow, repetitive movements, heads moving back and forth, fists pounding. And you see on the inside of the wall is this crater going down to the spirit portal itself, this shaft of light shooting up into the air. It's represented by some ribbons that are illuminated from above and from below, and up at the top they're attached to this slowly moving wheel that's kind of spinning them. There's some air jets making it flutter back and forth to make it look ethereal and spirit-like. And you see down in the center these tracks of like spirits rushing out of the spirit portal, and it's almost like a little conveyor belt with all these little figurines on it. And then it goes back down underneath and just continues moving, these spirits kind of swarming out of the spirit portal. And you see these figures of humans as well, kind of looking back and running away from these spirits and screaming. How are you feeling seeing this visage in front of you?
Bad. I don't like this. I don't think I like this. This is not how I want things to go. So I'm going to pull out, I assume I have a notepad or something on hand. I'm an Imagineer type feller. So notepad. I'm going to do just a quick, like, rough sketch of what I'm looking at, just to keep this as vividly as possible in my mind, because I know I'm not going to be able to interpret all this right now, but this seems important, so...
Yeah, so you start writing all of this down, the imagery, the symbolism, just this overall kind of feeling you get of distrust and fear. And as you're writing this stuff down, right as you kind of like jot down your final note, you hear a clanging noise coming from further off, kind of off to your left. And we're going to cut over to what's been going on with Chen at this point.
Cool.
Who's Chen? Spider Batman's down that hallway.
We're going to cut off to Spider Batman. And you're traveling down this hallway, and it is completely barren of all decoration for a little bit.
Ooh.
And you're like, okay, what's going on here? And then eventually you get to a point where there's a big light that flashes on right above you. And you can see on each side of the hallway are two portraits. Well, one portrait on each side of you. And you can see these two men dressed very regally in like royal Fire Nation apparel. And you see off to the side, one of them is a man who looks a little bit thin, a little bit frail, but he is wearing the crown of the Fire Nation on his head. But you see scrawled on the bottom of this portrait are the words "unjust ruler." And on the other side is an image of a person who has somewhat similar facial features, but somewhat different. And you see that he is disgraced. Painted in front of him are prison bars and the words "rightful ruler." Oh. And you begin to follow the tunnel further down, and you see more and more portraits. And you see this family lineage following both of these two lines. From the one that said "unjust ruler," you see it eventually reaches the point where it's like, okay, I recognize some of these faces. That's Firelord Sozin, that's Firelord Ozai, that's Zuko, that's Firelord Izumi, who is currently the Firelord. And you see across their faces are these splashes of red paint marking X's across them. And following on the other side, you see more and more portraits of people that you don't recognize, until eventually right across the hallway from Firelord Izumi is a portrait of someone you do recognize. You see the face of Ghazal Rul, the man who taught you in the Grey Lotus.
Nice.
Ghazal Rul. I just say that out loud. That's it.
And you as well hear the music stop and a voice raise up over the speakers. Yes, you did think I was dead, didn't you? When you set into motion the actions that destroyed our headquarters off in the Fire Nation.
Where are you? Show yourself.
I am all around you. The members of my organization have infiltrated their way perfectly into Varrick World. We are watching you at all times, Chen Shaoxing.
All right, no more games. Let's bring this on. Let's just take this head to head. Come out and fight me.
And you see in the room on the other end of your tunnel, a light flickers on, and you see a chair with its back facing you.
Wow.
And I get out my boomerangs and I'm like getting ready to fight.
And you approach, and as you get closer, you hear struggling noises and a muffled voice. You get close enough and you grab the back of the chair and spin it around, and you see the face of Slim Wicklock tied up in this chair.
No!
Oh.
Slim!
Oh, no.
And I go to like to take him out.
Yeah, you take out his gag, and he goes, Spider-Batman, you gotta get us out of here right now! And at that moment, you hear a clang and water begins to spray into the room that you are in.
Oh, no.
Snickers. All right. And I go and continue to release him from his chair.
Yeah, and at this point, Marion and Grandma Halmeoni, in each of your rooms, you hear the clang coming from far, far off to the left, and then Marion, you hear another clang, and water begins spilling into the room that you're in. And Grandma Halmeoni, water begins spilling into your room as well. And you can hear sirens beginning to go off further off down in the complex. And I think that is where we're going to pick up next time.
I don't think I can drown. My friends might die, but I'll be okay.
No, you said in the last thing you didn't want to go to the ocean because you would dissipate or whatever.
Yeah, I would spread out.
You're just going to be the ocean now.
Yeah, you would just become the ocean.
Imagine the mech suit I could pilot if I was the ocean.
This is where you become like Hydro Man or something. You know, you're just like.
I'm the water version of Sandman. Just
I mean, Hydro Man is an actual thing in the Spider-Man universe.
he is?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That viewers is your cue to go to watch the 90s version of Spider-Man. You can watch Hydro Man. He's got a couple episodes.
Nice. Well, everybody, what's going to happen, we're just going to have to find out. But for now, thanks everybody for listening to Imp Tab Avatar. We'll be back next time with more adventures in the world of Varrick World. If you want more, go ahead and subscribe, maybe even give us a review. We would be as happy as a man who is training for a bibimbap eating competition if you go ahead and give us a review on the podcatcher of your choice. We're also all over social media at Improv Tabletop. So if you'd like to connect with us there, maybe you want to talk to me about some of the webs that are continuing to weave in this campaign, don't be afraid to reach out. Now it's time to shout out our next batch of Sticker Club patrons. Woo! This week we're shouting out Tetraslash, Thomas Ryan, and Tim Rust.
Oh, man.
What a cool set of people.
Yeah.
And if you say anything bad about the group of people, that would be really bad of you.
It would be really bad of me. I am so glad that we've got 2 really amazing Sticker Club patrons that we're shouting out this week.
That's how many is in that group, is 3.
Yep.
3 amazing people.
And they all start with the letter T.
They also T3 definitely. These people are the ones who are in charge of the bibimbap eating contest. They're bringing the best recipes from all across the 4 nations, creating some of the best bibimbap that can be eaten. Only one of those recipes is going to get you food poisoning if you eat it, though.
Ooh.
So there's that.
That's it. I'm canceling my subscription. I'm out of here.
Dude, I've been saying, you're a cast member. It doesn't make sense for you to be paying for this show.
I want to support the show.
Okay, fine. Fine.
Take my money. Come on, man.
Okay, well, dear listener, if you want me to take your money, and if you want to join the ranks of the Sticker Club patrons, then consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/improvtabletop, where you can also get things like Discord access, biannual sticker packs, and more, such as our current ongoing patron-exclusive campaign, Miceborn, the Mouse Ritter Chronicles.
Squeak, squeak.
Squeak, squeak, indeed. All kinds of crazy stuff going on there. Intrigue, excitement, fights, battles, just like this.
Arms races.
Arms races, that is part of it as well.
Oh, dang.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, we, the things that happen when you're improvising and making everything up on the spot. But, yeah, very exciting things happening in that campaign as well. Go check it out. Now let's do a round of plugs, and I will take that this time around. You know, every so often we mention the fact that we have an affiliation with fanrolldice.com. If you want some cool dice, you can go over there and use coupon code VROOMVROOMFIFI to get 10% off your order, and some of that comes back to us, which is pretty cool. We've also got our sister podcast, I Cast Fireball, a D&D 5 actual play going through the campaign Skull and Shackles. It is what we're currently playing in any case. There's pirates, there's treasure, there are grand ships on the high seas. It's a really fun time. I'm really enjoying it. Come check out my little satyr bard doing his satyr bard things with all the other people over there.
Yar.
And the other thing I'm going to shout out this week is another video game podcast I've been really enjoying called Into the Aether. This is a very deeply analytical video game podcast. Just to give you an example, I listened to a 15-hour-long retrospective of the GameCube and the best games that were released for the GameCube.
15 hours.
15 hours, yes.
That's awesome. Actually, that's so great.
Yeah, they've got a 5.5-hour-long episode about Baldur's Gate 3 that finally convinced me that I probably need to actually get this game.
Let's go.
Dang.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I have a hard time with a podcast that's over an hour long. I'm I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I do listen. I am one of those heathens who listens to my podcast at almost 2 times speed. So
No, I don't think that's a heathen. That's what I do when I listen to audiobooks too, because they talk too slow and then you lose interest.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, not all of their episodes. I should make sure you know that not all of their episodes are that long. Most of them are only an hour and a half long.
Word.
Into the Aether.
But yeah, while you're doing your chores, while you're cooking your dinner, etc., going on your road trips, I really enjoy it. Brendan and Steven, they got a really good chemistry. They bring on their producer AJ every once in a while, and they do get really granular about what they enjoy about these video games in a way that I really appreciate. They've also convinced me that I probably need to get a playdate someday, but that might be a plug for another time.
Same.
In any case, though, thanks everybody for joining us here in the world of ImpTab Avatar, Varrick World. I'm Ned Wilcock, your host and GM, and I've been joined by
Connor Wood, Celsius drinker.
Justin Porter, aka JP, who unironically in real life has a phobia of animatronics.
Oh, great.
Good.
What a nightmare.
Yep.
And Thomas Ryan, I just canceled my Patreon subscription.
Yeah, there we go.
I actually did, for the record. I'm not just saying it for the outro.
Rip.
Well, I support you in this. Do not worry.
Nah.
And you know what, you too, listener, the Patreon is great, but if you ever find yourself in a position where you just need the money for something else, that's fine. That's fine.
Amen.
You can come and go as you please. We'll be happy to have you whenever we can have you.
We're making this regardless of the dollar bills. So.
Oh, yeah.
True story.
We do this for fun and we love it.
That we do.
Fact.
And we love you, everybody. Much love and stuff. We'll catch you next time on ImpTab Avatar.
I don't know if you can see the reasons someone's dropped a subscription, but mine just says to prove a point.